you doing, officer? Oh, yes, we will be home every night of the Christmas holiday. Thank you for your concern. No, you may not come in. Do you know that police officer in his gold tooth asked me why I'm not on the south side? Oh, they got a lot of kids over there. And their garage wide open. No, I will not mind my business. That little boy is by himself. I told you. That same van keeps driving up and down the street. But let me have lost Junior. CPS would have been knocking on the door. Where's your mom and dad? You hungry? I'm making chicken sauce. Do you like chicken sauce? So you the knee baby, right? You got a younger brother? Oh, so okay, that's your cousin. Well, y'all look just alike. Your family is in Paris? So the robbers are coming at 9 p.m. tonight to rob your house. And instead of calling the police, you, an 8-year-old, have rigged the house with explosives and hijinks. And they ate your pizza? You need to be an engineer. We need to get you like an engineering camp or something. Well, why are they so mean to you? Your mama want to cut up at the airport and cuss everybody out. She should have put that same energy into making sure you on that shuttle. Well, I'm glad you knew to go to church. You got to call on them. Baby, he tearing them robbers up. Oh, now Kevin mama want to call and thank me. Hello? He's all safe? Yes, you're welcome. Don't let it happen again, okay?
Hey, yo, welcome to the weekend edition of What Had Happened News. Today, we're going to do a little bit of family business. This is a story I've been wanting to do for months, ever since things happen in the sub-Saharan part of Africa. Countries are, there's some stuff. You know what? I'm sorry. I'm having a little bit of trouble talking because this is family business. And I know that we have some 8.5 by 11 fans that we love. We really appreciate you supporting us. Well, this is in no way trying to exclude you. I tell you what. We created a special new podcast that we think you're going to love. It's black people talking about shit that white people usually care about. It's called Crying for Crackers. And it's a preview of our first episode. So if you go right now to that right there. Yeah, right there. If you go there right now, it's like a 1-minute clip. You can check it out. And you can see what the new podcast is going to be all about. I think the first episode is about what happened to Anna Nicole Smith. You know, it's like, was she murdered? Oh, yeah. So go check that out. Okay, now that the folks that think raisins are seasoning are gone, I got 1 minute. I'll be quick. This episode, I'm not gonna do a whole lot of talking, man. I'm gonna let the computer bot handle it. We're gonna talk about Burkina Faso. I think I said that right. It's a country in Africa that had a coup. Also, we're going to talk about Nigeria. We're going to talk about Nigeria. We're going to talk about that whole region, okay? Because there's a lot of cool shit going on that I don't know if black people in America know about. There's a power move happening, and it's kind of beautiful. I really, really dig it. And also, I got some interesting takes on why it's happening now and why it's being allowed to happen. Yeah, I said allowed because I'm going to get into that shit too. So check this shit out. Here's a teaser. Tell you what's going on because they're coming back. Hey, haha. Did y'all dig it? Was it cool? Did y'all dig it? I told you, this shit looks fun. It's fun. Yeah, that's going to be a great podcast, man. I hope you guys dig that shit. But anyway, just watch this clip.
Here is your latest Africa news. Video of French President Emmanuel Macron publicly racially abusing and embarrassing former Burkina Faso President Roch-Marc Christian Kabore has resurfaced and is going viral. In this video from 2017, French President Macron publicly embarrassed the president of Burkina Faso, following which the latter left the hall. When one of the Burkinabe students asked President Macron a question about Burkina Faso's constant power cuts, this is what the French president had to say.
You speak to me as if France was still a colonial power, but I do not want to take care of electricity problems in the universities of Burkina Faso. That's his job. That's the job of the president. So on the other hand, I reassure you. Oh, what's this? He's going away. Stay there. Maybe he's off to repair the air conditioning.
Macron would shamelessly tell French media that it was just a joke and that some Africans need to have thicker skins. After being publicly disrespected by President Macron, President Kabore went on to lose respect throughout the country and was portrayed as an obedient French puppet. These sentiments contributed to his removal in 2022 in a peaceful coup.
The African nation of Burkina Faso has had another shakeup in its government because the military leader who took power in a coup earlier this year has now himself been ousted in a second coup. And I guess he can't complain, right? Yeah, what is he going to say? What gave you the idea that you could just, yeah. But now the new guy. Now the new guy has to be like, okay, I think we can all agree that this is the exact right number of coups, huh? 2 feels like the right vibe, you know what I'm saying? So my thoughts are obviously with the people of Burkina Faso, but also with Donald Trump. Yeah, it must hurt him, especially bad to see 2 coups in a row carried out properly. Where's up, DJT?
Now, if you Google any other sources that talk about Burkina Faso, you may hear them refer to the African nation as poor. And it's poor in the sense of their assets have been stolen by the French. And the nation itself is actually extremely mineral and resource rich, as most of the countries in that region still are, despite well over hundreds of years of colonial and European thievery. Yeah, thievery. They stole shit. They still got stuff. You can go to France. You can go to any country in Europe, France, the Netherlands, England especially, and they have whole museums of stuff that belongs back in these countries, let alone talking about the actual minerals and resources and stuff that they have companies they are still stealing. You know what? Check this out. This is going to explain it way better to me.
I now give the floor to His Excellency Basolma Bazi, Minister of State, Minister of Civil Service of Burkina Faso.
Excellence.
Excellency, Distinguished President of the 78th session of the UN General Assembly, Distinguished Secretary General of the United Nations, distinguished participants. On behalf of His Excellency Captain Ibrahim Traoré, President of the Transition Head of State, I convey to you the warm greetings of the people and government of Burkina Faso. On behalf of the Burkinabe people, I pay a humble tribute to the memory of those great world leaders who embodied the hopes and dreams for a just and equitable world through their commitment, determination, and sacrifice. I'm thinking in particular of Fidel Castro of Cuba, Patrice Emery Lumumba of Congo, Modibo Keïta of Mali, Ruben Nyobe and Félix Moumié of Cameroon, Sylvanus Olympio of Togo, Che Guevara of Argentina, Martin Luther King, and Malcolm X of the USA, Nelson Mandela of South Africa, Jomo Kenyatta of Kenya, Amilcar Cabral of Guinea-Bissau and Cabo Verde, Marian Mugabe of the Republic of Congo, Captain Noel Isidore Thomas Sankara of Burkina Faso, and others. These leaders were largely executed violently. Others were assassinated. They died in prisons or from poisoning. Their only crime, in each case, was embodying the dreams, ambitions, and hopes of the peoples that have been killed, raped, trampled, and pillaged.
This brother right here is the truth. For those of you who don't know, the man you see before you is the president of Burkina Faso, the youngest president on earth, Ibrahim Traoré, aka Black Panther. Ever since he became president after a coup d'etat last year, he's been standing on business like there's nowhere to sit. This brother wants to free his people. He wants to free up their resources, and he wants to bring power back to his community. He saw the man before him wasn't going to do it, so he decided he was going to take over and said, hold my beer. Since then, he's kicked out the croissant colonizers out of his country. He inked the enemy of my enemy is my friend deal with Russia to create Africa's second nuclear power plant. As a reference, the United States has 54 nuclear power plants and 330 million civilians, while all of Africa has 1.4 billion people and only 1 nuclear power plant. And now, after years of them having their gold stolen from the French, they're building their own gold refinery. And if you ain't got no haters, you're doing something wrong, because he done stopped coup attempts and everything. Africans and African diasporans worldwide, he's putting y'all leaders to shame. But this is a moment for us to be proud. We need to protect this man at all costs.
Our fellow captain, Ibrahim Traoré, he wants all the smoke. He's not here for games. You understand? President, what's his name, Macron? He thought that this was a game. He thought we were our forefathers. He thought we were out here shaking and scared because they were bucking at us. Like, man, if you don't do this, they're going to do this, do it. We are waiting for you. Do it. Do it. We want to see you do it. It was to the point where even Air France, the freaking airline, said, oh, we're going to suspend our flights. Our captain said, suspend those flights indefinitely. Don't come back. What do you mean? Don't come back. What the hell? And then tonight, France is in complete darkness. No electricity. They're in darkness.
Let me tell you something. There's a lot of news, Eurocentric, put it to you like that. Just put it to you plain, man. There's a lot of Eurocentric news out there that have you believing that these uprisings happening in this part of Africa are going to cause turmoil. I'm not going to show you a bunch of those. You can look those up for yourself if you want to. I'm sure at some point real soon, the Western media is going to start pumping that anyway. Specifically because that last part where after he got rid of the colonizing France, he created a beneficial deal for his country, not a colonial style deal like what France was doing.
This is a banknote from Senegal. Here is another from Congo. They look nothing like each other, yet they are part of the same scheme. A scheme that pegs both currencies to the euro, a rate determined by the French treasury. The issue at stake is the apex of French policymaking, the CFA franc. Using it, France controls the monetary sovereignty of 14 nations, making up nearly 200 million people. These countries include Benin, Burkina Faso, Cameroon, Chad, Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, Guinea-Bissau, Ivory Coast, Mali, Niger, Senegal, Togo, and the Central African Republic. And while these nations have a seat at the United Nations and wave their independent flags, it is only the face of imperialism that has changed. The conduct of business has largely remained the same. The big difference is that imperialism used to be spread through tanks. Nowadays, it comes through banks.
And y'all wonder why Wakanda was keeping secrets. But check out what homie Ibrahim pulled on him.
Burkina Faso's junta-led government on Thursday launched the construction of the country's first refinery for gold, Burkina's main mineral resource. The refinery will have a production capacity of around 400 kilograms, 880 pounds, of gold per day. The first 22-carat gold bars will leave the refinery in 11 months' time, he said, adding that the project would create 100 direct jobs and 5,000 indirect jobs. There's no longer any question of us taking our gold abroad for refining. We'll refine it on city, because we know the real content of the raw gold that comes out. That's very important, Burkina Faso's military leader, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, said at a launch ceremony in the capital Ouagadougou. For some time now, gold has been Burkina's leading export product, he added, but we have no control over gold. Today, we have decided to put a whole network in place. Laying the first stone is first and foremost a question of sovereignty. In the environment of gold production in Burkina, for a long time it was said that we were not a gold-producing country, but for some time gold has become the leading export product. But we do not have control over gold, whether it is research, production, as you have seen the refinery. We asked ourselves lots of questions, and today we decided to put a whole chain together. You follow with fishing that we want to exploit the gold ourselves, and today we are laying the first stone of the refinery. It will no longer be a question of us taking our gold outside to be refined. We refine it on site. We know what the real content of the raw gold that comes out is. That is very important. And also it is necessary that through SONASP, we are in the process of inviting local gold miners to bring the gold back inside, because SONASP is the structure which will buy back the gold and that we can refine here.
I mean, my man is 35 years old. He's doing it for his people. It's beautiful. He kicked out the colonizers. Check. Kicked out the colonizers' business. Check. Struck a deal for his country. Check. Start refining gold and about to make that possible. Checkity check, check, check. Yeah. That's what's happening. But before I get into why I believe they're, quote unquote, allowing it to happen, put the quotes up there. Yeah, they're allowing it to happen. It's because I'll just tell it to you now. And then I'm going to tell you the next thing that this Playboy did. I think the United States is playing a rope-a-dope with China and Russia. There's a lot of investment from China, a lot of investment from Russia, because both of their economies need another source to start to gain revenue from outside the United States, because if you only rely on the United States and you got beef with the United States, the United States can cut off the spigot at any time and stop spending with your ass. So they're trying to develop industries in Africa and South America. Here's the rope-a-dope. They can't do it. They are going to put the investment in, and there's going to be a bunch of programs that they start, but their own economies won't be able to support it. Russia right now is struggling because of their war efforts and all the sanctions that are going on with them, and China just doesn't have the output to do it. And so I believe what's going to end up happening is, you ever see one of those businesses, like they open up, they start building it, and you can tell, oh man, they're going to build a XYZ there. I want to say anybody because I don't want to get in trouble, but they're going to build an XYZ business there. But then something happens and they never actually finish building the shit. So it's just a shell of the thing it was supposed to be there forever until somebody comes and buys it out. And it never was the thing it was supposed to be. Yeah, it's going to be a bunch of that shit happening. And then American investors are going to come in and complete them. Just a projection. Hey, that's it for today's episode. We appreciate you so much. There will not be an episode for the show Monday. There will be a short snippet, some holiday fun stuff, and we'll be back with a full episode on Wednesday. Thank you for all your support. We really love it. We really do appreciate it. Everybody here, even the bot. Say something, bot. Yeah, we thank you so much for all your likes, your shares, your comments, your DMs, the snaps, the follows, the subscriptions, all that stuff, man. All that stuff. The stars, the hearts, all that, man. We need that. Because you know why. You know how this works.